Hey plant fam! Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Jacqueline. This is part of my jungle. If you are not new here, thank you for coming back. So, today I wanted to do a follow-up to my last video where we did the warm water bath experiment. So, I've been continuing the process. What I wanted to do today was talk to you about the warm water bath experiment and how it's been going as I've continued to put more of my Hoyas into a bath. So I'm just gonna get right into it here. You need to be very, very careful. Like, this is a disclaimer because I don't want to lead anybody down the wrong path. You have to be very, very careful and very, very diligent about the temperature of the water, as well as the length of time that you are keeping the plants in the water. So I'm going based off of my own experiences here and my own experiments that I have been conducting on my Hoya. So I did decide to put one into really, really warm water, like warmer than it was supposed to be. Honestly, only like 5 to 7 degrees higher. I think it was 125 or 127, the temperature of the water. And I left it in that water for not even very long. Did not even really soak it, was kind of just running it under the water and let it soak just a tiny bit. And I'm showing you now on screen what the leaves look like on my Hoya carnosa sprinkles, maybe one of those, and like what happened to it, what it looks like from the water being too hot. So it is possible for the hot water to damage the leaves. It did not happen on all of the Hoya that I did it with, but on this one in particular, I did notice that the leaves look burnt. So the leaves are still okay, and it was only 2 of them that this happened to, but I definitely don't like the look of it, and I definitely don't recommend trying that. So make sure that you're keeping the water in the correct range, which I believe is between 110 and 120 degrees Fahrenheit. So definitely get yourself a water thermometer for cooking. They're really easy. You can get a digital one on Amazon for cheap. And make sure that the water is staying within that temperature range for the whole 15 minutes that it's in the water. You do not want it to be hotter than that because it will burn your plants, and you do not want it to be cooler than that because it will not be effective at removing bugs. So, second disclaimer, do not leave it in the water for more than 15 minutes. I'm showing you on screen now what happened to my Hoya glabra when I left it in there for like a half an hour. So granted, the water was a little bit warmer than it should have been, but the temperature did come down on it after a few minutes. So you can tell that this plant doesn't necessarily look burnt. It looks waterlogged. So it was definitely in the water for too long, and you can tell the difference between the one that got burnt and the one that was just in the water for too long and the plant couldn't handle it. So the plant itself wasn't very healthy when I originally put it in there, so I can't say if a healthy plant would do the same thing in such a short period of time, but I wouldn't risk it because I certainly am not going to try it on a more healthy Hoya and risk this happening to it because it is not attractive, and she's gonna have to go in the trash. But I've been holding on to her for the last few days just so that I could show you, and it's gotten worse. She just like shriveled up into nothing. I should have taken a picture or a video of her what she looked like a few hours after this whole ordeal, because I have been taking all of my Hoyas out of the cabinet, cleaning them, and then either repotting them. I've been putting most of them into a moss perlite mix because I am going to repeat the process with a lot of them just to make sure that they're completely free of mealybugs and hopefully flat mites, but we need to get a microscope for that. So I definitely need to order one of those off of Amazon soon so that we can take a closer look at whether or not this warm water bath experiment is actually killing all of the mites. So it's supposed to kill everything, but we can't necessarily know for sure if we don't look at them before and after and compare you know, and give it some time, a couple of weeks, and look at it again and see if they've come back. So bear with me. We're gonna keep on doing this experiment together for sure. I just wanted to show you what can happen. As for the Hoya Carnosa Crimson Princess that we started this video out with, or we started the original video with, she's doing okay. Some of the pieces have died back. I haven't noticed any mealybug infestation coming back like hardcore. There's still a few little lingering bits and bobs here, but I don't see anything alive and moving, if that makes sense. Usually when I find something, it's a little bit of remnants from a egg sac, so it's usually just some like floofy sticky stuff that didn't come off all the way. So I'm confident that it's been working, but we're gonna continue the process, and then eventually we're gonna move those cuttings into a moss perlite mix so that we can root them up again, hopefully, and have a healthy plant. But again, that plant was not healthy to begin with, so that is why I wanted to try this on some healthier Hoyas. I did it on my Ganang Gading, and I have that here. This one was totally fine in the warm water, and she hasn't had any mealybugs on her since. So she's looking good, no damage to her leaves at all. So that was a success even with slightly warmer water. I just don't recommend it. I don't recommend it. So yeah, that is my story. I think that it's gonna be okay for some plants. I know some people that soak their plants for longer than that. I think that it was a combination of the temperature and soaking it for too long that probably wasn't good for some of these Hoyas, but I really don't want you guys to risk any of those things happening to your Hoyas. So please, please, please just be very diligent about the temperature of the water and the length of time. Put a timer on, you guys, please. Don't forget that your plants are sitting in warm water, because some of them will be fine, but others will not. And it's impossible to know which ones will be okay and which ones won't until somebody tries it. And I don't want you to be the person that tries it. So stay tuned as we hopefully move on to a part 3 for this video and continue on cleaning out the cabinet. I've been wiping everything down as I go to. It's a little bit overwhelming for me to do it all at once, so I've been trying to break it down into smaller tasks and just doing a handful of plants a day, and eventually we're gonna get there. I know you guys have been wanting to see my Hoya collection. I'm just trying to get it looking a little bit better before we do that. So I am doing, if you haven't noticed, 31 days of Hoya. They are shorts. You can go and check those out. I will have a playlist for you so that I can show you at least some of my Hoyas one a day. So you can see some of the ones that are looking good, including this guy. And hopefully seeing 31 of them will be enough to hold you over until we can have everything squared away in the cabinet and looking good. And then I will give you guys a proper tour. But I will show you what it looks like in there now. Just brace yourself, because it doesn't look good. And I'm not proud of it, but I want to keep it real with you guys that this can happen. And I knew that this was happening in there, and I chose to ignore it. And that is nobody's fault but my own. There are still very healthy Hoyas in there, but there are a handful that just were suffering and are continuing to suffer. And I'm in the process, like I said, of trying to remedy that so that they can look good and thrive and be happy, beautiful Hoyas that I know that they can be. So definitely go and check out that. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any updates here, more long form videos, or any of the shorts if you want to see more of my Hoyas. And I hope that you found this helpful. Let me know in the comments below if you have any more questions, any more things that you want me to like experiment with this warm water thing. And I'm gonna do my best to get a microscope hopefully in the next couple of weeks, and then we can like really take a look at things together. You guys want some microscope content? Like, I think it's pretty cool. I'm kind of low-key terrified. I have those little like glasses but you can't really see everything that way. Let me put this down. So yeah, I don't know. It's time for a microscope, and we'll definitely take a closer look at things to see if this is actually working, because it's not really a very scientific experiment if we don't collect some data and make sure that we're looking at things before and after to see if there's been a change. So stay tuned for that. Again, let me know if you have any questions or any comments, whatever, down below. Just say hi. I always appreciate it when you guys just say hi. Leave me some emojis if you want to. And yeah, that is it for this video. Just a little quick update. I hope that it was helpful. Like I said, I hope that you're enjoying these little experiments. And if you have any other experiments in mind that you're curious about, let me know. We're going to be talking about humidifiers and grow lights soon, coming up with, you know, the winter coming here in the northern hemisphere. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go. If you enjoyed this and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any more updates from me. Hit the notification bell so that you know when my videos are ready for you to view, and you can be one of the first people in here to see them. There's a join button if you want to be part of the official plant fam and get some members only exclusive content and early access to plant sales. I am going to be updating the shop soon. I've been a little bit behind with my propagations, but we will be throwing some stuff up in there soon, I promise. So there is that. There's a super thanks button. I don't know why I just laughed like that. That was kind of creepy. There's a super thanks button. If you want to super thanks me, you'll get a highlighted comment the same way that you will see in live streams when you super chat. So I think that's pretty cool and exciting. And it also donates a few dollars to my channel, which is appreciated. I cannot do this without you guys, and I am very, very grateful for all of you. So I'm gonna go. And I hope I see you in the next one. Bye.